Over 7 million illegal cars are being driven on Britain's roads every day.
The ones that obviously drive around and know it's got no insurance, to be honest, I've got no sympathy for them.
Each year, hundreds of thousands of vehicles are seized.
So the information is drivers tried to run over his ex-partner.
And locked up at one of the country's car pounds.
You've come to pick your car up, haven't you?
This time, we're on the road with the police.
You were quite clearly stopped at that red light, and then all of a sudden you decided you weren't going to stop for that red light and went through.
It's not taxed since July.
The parking enforcers.
We've got a persistent evader on Holly Street, over.
We're authorising for this vehicle to be removed.
And we've joined the people behind some of Britain's busiest car pounds.
We're trying to get loaded as quick as possible before we start gathering a crowd.
Do not cancel the insurance if you don't hear from a customer. So they cost me 6 points.
To uncover the shocking.
It's not uncommon for objects, food, liquids to be thrown at us out of flat windows.
The miserable.
So far, a £600 bill.
Distressing. It's very distressing.
I was just speechless. I was in tears.
And downright dangerous drivers committing all kinds of vehicle violations.
That's going to be where he's crashed.
These
The bike comes with us.
are the highway heroes cleaning up our streets.
He's called into A&E and he's now disappeared from A&E. We can't find him there.
And once you've lost your vehicle, if you don't pay the fine...
Can I give you the details of a removal, please?
If it's obstructing traffic, it's got to go.
You can wave goodbye to your wheels.
Don't be stupid on bikes, respect the law.
For good. Up and down the country, car pounds play a vital role in keeping our roads safe from dangerous or abandoned vehicles. They're the final custodians of vehicles picked up by the police and other enforcement agencies. Northamptonshire police are heading out on patrol.
OK, so we're going to go and set up on a spot which is just down from an ANPR camera on Wellingborough Road in Northampton. The aim is basically to react to hits on our county-wide ANPR system.
Automatic number plate recognition, or ANPR, will identify any illegal vehicle on the road.
Then if we get any hits for things like no insurance, no tax, or used in crime, we can then choose to intercept that vehicle and stop it.
For Special Constable Will Pearce, today forms part of his training.
I usually attend to 999 incidents and any other instances. However, on occasion, like today, I get offered the opportunity to come onto these ops where I spend a day on traffic as a student officer because I'm still finishing my on-the-job training.
And in the driving seat is Special Constable Kevin Woodall-Brooks.
I've been based on safer roads for about the past 6 years or so, and just dealing with everything county-wide in relation to roads policing. So whether that's people driving with no insurance, RTCs, all the stuff that we get that activates our ANPR cameras. It's a fantastic piece of kit, and it enables us to deal with those that are using the roads to commit crimes. Stopping a car, it's like opening a box of chocolates. It's so varied, it really is. There could be absolutely nothing wrong with it. And again, it could have so many things, like you could have bald tyres, it's got no MOT on it.
If it feels off, it probably is off. And as police officers, we have the power to search any vehicle moving on the road.
Ever on the lookout, it's not long before a vehicle catches Will's eye.
So we're attempting to stop this vehicle because we've searched it on the government tax database, and it shows it's what's called SORN, which basically means the owner said that it's off the road and he's not using it, so it's therefore counts as untaxed. Hang on. There.
Is that it? Is that it?
Yep.
Special Constable Brooks, time on my watch is 15:03, vehicle stopped, St. Sean. Afternoon, sir, how are we? Do you know why I stopped you? The vehicle shown as it's SORN, as in notified off the road. There's no tax on it at all.
Oh.
Any reason that'd be?
Not sure, it's a company van. So
it's not your van?
No, it's owned by a company.
SORN stands for Statutory Off-Road Notification. If a vehicle has been notified as SORN, it's illegal to drive it on a public road, and doing so could result in a fine of up to £2,500.
Yeah, so it's SORN. You see, it's completely notified off the road.
Okay.
So the only way we can be dealing with that is we'll have to seize the vehicle until it can be taxed.
Okay.
Elsewhere in Northampton, it's been all hands on deck at the CMG car pound this morning.
It's been really busy in the yard this morning. I've ended up helping the girls in the office, helping Terry in the yard. All the lads have been out. It has been quite a busy Wednesday, to be fair.
And now the rural crime team has asked Steve to pick up a BMW parked on the side of the road with no tax.
It's a 2016 BMW, so it's sort of 6 years old. It's a bit bizarre that it is sort of left on the side of the road, but with the current climate, people can't afford to tax MOT and insure their vehicles, so they just try and get away with not doing so. Since COVID, we have increased the amount of no insurances and no taxes we get. I do think with the cost of living crisis, we are going to start seeing more undocumented vehicles, whether they've got the no tax or the no insurance. I do think people are going to try and push their luck a lot more in the near future, just to get rid of one bill so they can pay another one.
Before approaching the BMW, Steve checks in with the police officers already at the scene.
OK, what have we got?
It's got no tax, it's also got no MOT, no insurance, but obviously no one with it, so we're having it away from no tax.
Yeah. Is it registered locally or?
Wellingborough, I believe.
OK, so we shouldn't get any trouble.
Say again?
We shouldn't get any trouble while lifting it.
No one here. It's been parked here for about 10 days local, so
OK.
We'll leave it with you.
All right.
Cheers, thank you.
Cheers, bye.
With no one rushing him and no danger of the owner returning, Steve is able to have a good look around the car.
A few little dinks and dents here, but it looks like it's in pretty good condition for a car of its age, so it's a bit weird that you just leave it miles away from your home.
In 2021, almost 2% of vehicles in the UK were untaxed, which means a potential loss of £190 million in tax revenue over the full year. While Steve blocks the road to get the car on his truck, a friendly neighbour comes out and sheds a little light on what's happened to this mystery BMW.
Come down here, bellowing smoke out, so I reckon the engine's gone on it. That was a week ago. So, it just sat there. We've just been blind for it to be picked up. It's a nice car, I must admit. Just seems a bit weird to me. I wouldn't have left it. Yeah, if it was my car, I wouldn't have left it. I would have come back and got it. But they tried to start it back up and it wouldn't start, so I reckon they've cooked the engine. It's a shame, because it's a nice car, you know what I mean?
Probably sit with us now until it goes to the scrapyard then.
Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it?
All right.
I'll leave it to you then.
Enjoy your afternoon.
All set up, Steve heads back to the yard. After discovering more about what happened to the BMW, he has some thoughts.
I don't think they will come and collect this. I know it's quite a new car, but it's... If they've got no insurance, no tax, and it hadn't got an MOT, I doubt they're going to bother trying to get all that sorted to get it back. If I'm assuming they probably didn't have it before they broke down and they were just winging it and hoping they were never going to get caught. Being a 16 plate, you'd think they'd come and collect it, but the fact that he's got no insurance, no MOT and no tax, and the person whose house it's outside said it broke down, I doubt he's probably going to come and pick it up and it'll probably end up going over to the scrapyard. We are expecting it to get busier. The cost of living crisis is going to hit everyone differently. It is definitely going to make people have to think about the priorities on the bills, and this is one of those bills that people don't really think about, so they just will just not pay it, or they'll just let the direct debits lapse. In the end, if they do get caught out, it will end up being more expensive. Not only will they get the fine for not having it, they also end up with points on their licence and the impound charge for getting the vehicle out from us alongside the recovery charge.
Steve was right. The driver didn't come back to claim the BMW. The car was on finance, so the company that still actually owned the vehicle took it back after 2 weeks. A van has been stopped by Northamptonshire Police after checks showed it was registered as being kept off-road.
Yeah, so it's sawn. So the only way we can be dealing with that is we'll have to seize the vehicle until it can be taxed.
Over 30 million vehicles in the UK are registered as SAWN. These vehicles should be kept in a garage or on private land, such as a driveway.
We stopped the van because it was shown as notified off-road, or what we call SAWN. It basically means they've told the DVLA that the vehicle's not being driven on the road, so they don't have to tax it. Just double-check with the driver. He's saying he wasn't aware of it. It's his boss's van, and he deals with all the paperwork. And they've intentionally had to log on and notify that the vehicle's been sawn off the road. We're then, under the DVLA divulge powers, going to seize the vehicle.
Student Officer Pierce is spending the day on traffic duty.
So as my colleagues explained to you, that we're going to be seizing the vehicle. So I'm just going to read you what's called Notice of Intended Prosecution and the caution. So I'm required to tell you that I'm reporting you for the offence of driving a vehicle while registered as notified off-road. Yeah. You don't have to say anything behind offence, you don't mention now, something you may later rely on in court. Do you have any reply to the caution?
No, no.
Good.
Hello, could you do us a no tax recovery, please? It's a Vauxhall Vivaro. Perfect. Thanks a lot. Cheers. Bye. Bye-bye.
Any sawn vehicle found on the road is removed by the police and car pound.
We have a close working partnership with the recovery agents, so we can just log all the details on there to save because of control, and when they're quite busy, we can do all the paperwork. Right.
Yeah,
So do you know where the van's going?
No.
Right, so it's going to go to a company called TNS Threadgolds. To get it back, you need to tax it, prove it's taxed, and then we give them a call and they'll sort it out for you, OK?
Yep, OK, cool.
The officers will wait with the van until it's been collected by the car pound.
All right.
No worries.
No problem.
Cheers,
thanks a lot.
Yeah.
It's all right, I got it. I got it.
I'll just give Threadgolds the key.
Can you do the form off him as well?
Yep.
John from Threadgold will take the van back to their pound.
Yeah, mate. You got a form for me? That's yours. Thank you. I'll fill it out for you. A bit, I think so. I'll go fill it out for you.
It's nearing the end of a busy day at Threadgold as the sawn van makes it back to the pound. It was never collected and was eventually sent for crushing. It's another job done for the officers as their busy shift in traffic continues.
OK, so one of our colleagues has been approached by a member of the public to say they've seen a white transit van pulled up with somebody on the ground in the recovery position off of one of the fast roads up here. So we're just going to make down there on a blue light run just to make sure everything's OK.
Across town at CMG, drivers continue to come and collect their treasured vehicles. Some are more unique than others.
Hi, just here to collect my car, please. Yes. Yes.
You said, how did you know her name?
Oh, yeah.
You just need your driving license for ownership.
Okay. I didn't even know it was that obvious, but that's cool.
Rachel is hoping to pick up her SUV after a late-night encounter with the police.
So last night, I was driving down to Southampton for a job to work away until Friday. And I stopped 3 times at service stations to get a USB charger for my phone because I was running out of battery and it was a long journey to go on. And by the 3rd time, the service station guy told me that he didn't have any chargers. I was a bit mad, so I was going around a roundabout to get back onto the motorway. And a police car was behind me. Then they put their blue lights on and pulled me over. Where do I sign? Oh, yeah. I wasn't worried because, to my knowledge, I hadn't done anything wrong. It was late, it was about midnight, and they said that my car wasn't insured, or can I provide insurance documents? So, to my knowledge, it was insured, and I looked through my emails, and I couldn't find anything. I found an email that said, congratulations, you're insured, you can now drive, but then I couldn't find any insurance policy when I logged on. So I couldn't prove and give an insurance document. So for that reason, they said, we've got to take your car off you. I did have personalised plates, though, and they did check my previous plates, and they said, no, it's not insured, this car to be on the road. Yes.
It is a bit harder recovering a car when the owner's there. You can see they're genuinely upset. They aren't aware that they've broken the law. They don't realise that they've done this. It does get a little bit awkward when we get there. But it's our job to help the police out there to keep the roads safer.
So when I went home, I checked on my bank statements and I had paid that insurance company. Then I rang them this morning and they said that the car is insured, but maybe because I've got personalised plates that they're not insured. I didn't ring to insure them, which when I paid to have the personal plates, they never told me to notify my insurance. They told me all the other legal things I should do, which sounds silly now. Now I know, and obviously I should insure it and give them my new plates.
That's for you. You want to wait up front?
Yeah. Great, thank you.
We get vehicles regularly where the drivers don't understand that their vehicle is uninsured, through it be to change a personalised plate, the fact that the MOT's lapsed, stuff like that. There are so many things that just make your insurance null and void, even down to changing the wheels on it. If you put a set of alloy wheels on a car that's got steel wheels, that can invalidate your insurance because you've not declared it.
Now I'm faced with 6 points, £300 charge fine. So I think we're going to take it to court because I've lost a day's work. It's cost me £150 to recover my car. It's cost me a lot of money going forward. So I'm going to try and go to court and try and argue my point. I felt sick on the way home. I had to pay for a taxi drive, I don't know, £50 to get home last night. So yeah, very stressed out. I know I've lost a day, but I'm going to try and get it back. I feel like all I should be fined for is not changing my plates over with my insurance company, not for driving uninsured, because my car was insured, but just not with the right plates out of an honest mistake. So I wasn't trying to get away with anything or drive uninsured. Just forgot or didn't know.
So a mission to find a USB charger resulted in some rather expensive charges for Rachel. But at least she now knows if you change your number plates, in fact, if you make any changes to your vehicle at all, you'd better tell your insurance company. The roads of Northamptonshire are busy, and the police and car pounds are ready to respond to any incident.
OK, so one of our colleagues has been approached by a member of the public to say they've seen a white transit van pulled up with somebody on the ground in the recovery position off of one of the fast roads up here.
Student Officer Pierce is riding along with Special Constable Woodall Brooks.
So we're just going to make down there on a blue light run just to ascertain the status of that person and make sure everything's OK. So it's a bit of a welfare check, but because it's so close to a fast road, we're just going to make sure they're safe. I have once been on a road coming up on a blue light run where we had a vehicle in front of us and they did not see us. We were laying on the horn and it still took them a good 5 seconds to move out of the way with us light sirens in a fully marked car. It was ridiculous. I can't see any RTC now. It's all clear. Wait, over there. Yeah, it's Tango 833. We've just seen that RTC. We're going to divert to that.
Can you walk back up here and get a police slow sign out for me?
Go fend off here and then I'll go.
You go get a police slow sign out. I'll go make sure they're all right. You okay, sir? Just the two of you? Yeah. No injuries, okay.
It seems that the call about a person in need of medical assistance may have been a mistake, as both drivers are unharmed.
It's going to be a damage-only two-vehicle RTC just prior to the onset of the northbound at 16. Yes, please. I'm going to have to put a lane 1 closure on just prior to the roundabout.
I'm just going to put some of them out to around that corner because there's nothing to see us just around that corner.
We need to get the lane secure so no traffic comes around the blind bend and goes into the back of the RTC or the police vehicle, and just make sure everyone's all okay, which they are, and then make sure they've exchanged details, and then get the road clear. Okay. Have you got recovery at all for this?
We just spoke to a boss just to get pictures and that for now. I haven't really gone down that route yet.
Right, okay, no worries. I'll sort all that out in a minute, because I'll need to get it out of the way where the road's...
Yeah.
So it doesn't...
Do you reckon it's drivable or not?
Not like that, no.
The vehicles are causing an obstruction and need to be recovered as quickly as possible.
Where are you going?
Here to London.
If it is a company car,
yeah.
Can you find out if someone can come and recover it for you, or we'll have to get it recovered? Just where all the damage is on the front. Yeah. I don't want it being driven down the motorway all the way to London with all this loose. I don't know what damage has been done to that vehicle inside, so he needs to arrange for that vehicle to be recovered, collected and inspected to make sure it's safe to continue to be on the road. They've got their own recovery, and they're going to be here within a reasonable amount of time, then we can arrange for them to do that through the insurance. But if they can't do it in a reasonable time, we'll have to get it recovered where it's been involved in the RTC to clear the road.
The clock's ticking, and it's a tense wait for the driver's recovery crews.
And as time goes on, it gets into rush hour, traffic's going to build, and we can't have them here for 2-3 hours, causing an obstruction to everybody else on the road.
In Surrey, PC Trotter is on patrol, making sure vehicles on the road are safe and abiding by regulations. His ANPR system has just pinged a car of interest to the police.
On a red Mini, he's just turned off as soon as I looked at him. I'm just trying to find him again.
It's a Marcus from Surrey, and it's 30th September. We just got crime, 2 PNCIDs, burglars living in this vehicle.
Yeah, confirm they're prolific burglars living in a Mini.
Yes, sir, it's just on the PNCIDs, 3 of them.
Yeah, he ducked down Church Road, East Molesey. I'm just trying to pick him up again. But this car's linked to 2 prolific burglars. So they're somewhere in the area. They're just avoiding me. So from what they're saying is they're drug users that burgle, so they're obviously burgling for their habit, and they're living in the vehicle.
As soon as he saw the Mini, it disappeared. But as the drivers are suspected burglars that seemingly live in their car, it's paramount that PC Trotter finds it.
Where have you two gone? They're around some very nice houses down that way. They're going to double back on me, I'm sure of it. They're going to be in one of these side streets scoping a house.
PC Trotter's persistence pays off.
I just realised if those 2 PNCIDs, one comes back to a...
There it is.
The Mini won't be impounded just yet, as these suspected burglars could return to the vehicle soon.
And the second one was a...
Ah, I know pretty well.
Warning for ailment, self-harm and concealment.
Yeah, I know it's violent. It's parked up outside. There's no way either of those two live down here. I'm just going to stay in the area in case they're in one of these houses burgling it.
Are you marked or unmarked?
Unfortunately, marked today. Having conducted the area search, the vehicle's now parked up outside a very nice house. The occupants of that vehicle are known for burglary and don't live here, and they're outstanding at the moment. So we're just waiting for an unmarked vehicle to come down to keep eyes on the vehicle, and we're going to move off. Yeah, we're moving off now.
PC Trotter is in a marked police car, which will make his presence too obvious to the suspects. An unmarked vehicle will have to take over from him so he can continue his patrol elsewhere. In Surrey, as PC Trotter continues his patrol, the ANPR system pings again. It's now flagged up what could be a stolen vehicle. His colleague back at base can help him find out what's going on.
Yeah, currently Kingston Bypass A309 Hinchley Wood. I've got a PNC stolen just come up. Can I give you the index so that you can tell me if it is?
It's got information mark on it. The RMB's by another vehicle of the same description being checked. Essential to establish the insurer identity.
Wearables activated.
Yeah, that's received. What should it be on? I think it's a VW Crafter in front of me.
Yes, it's a VW Crafter white panel van. It's a marker from the vets on the 13th of last month.
I'm just going to go for a quick stop on it, just to, well, 1, see if it stops, and 2, see if it's a genuine vehicle.
This is not a new challenge for PC Trotter, as the cloning of number plates is on the rise. In 2020, over 1,000 motorists contacted the DVLA to state that their vehicles had been wrongly linked to various offences, almost twice as many cases as seen in 2019.
Tango Whiskey 83, vehicle is stop, Kingston bypass.
PC Trotter now needs to find out if the vehicle he's pursuing is the genuine vehicle or the clone.
Hello, mate. There's a marker on your vehicle that it might be cloned.
I know.
Is this the genuine, is it?
So that's my vehicle because someone was copied my
Number plate.
Number,
okay.
Yeah.
I'll just run it through and check it, and then I'm going to get some tape. No, it's all right. I can check it easily. What I'll do, I'll get some tape and I'll mark your number plate. Don't peel the tape off, because otherwise you get stopped again.
Okay.
But I'll put some tape on it.
PC Trotter's cross-checking reveals that this van is definitely not a clone, so won't be heading to the pound.
There's a vehicle bearing the same registration identification number as this vehicle, going around doing whatevers, and we just needed to establish which one was the genuine vehicle. Having checked the vehicle identification number, this is the genuine vehicle. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to mark his number plates up in a way that we know it's the genuine vehicle, and then send him on his way so he doesn't get stopped again.
Although this van is the genuine article, PC Trotter will have to be vigilant about where he's taping his markers.
Obviously, some criminals are aware that we put tape on these vehicles, but on each marker, we tape them up slightly differently. So we will put on that marker in a moment that this has got it in certain position, so they'll never get it right. So that's how we get round it. Yeah, back's done, front's done. You shouldn't get stopped again. I'll update them, OK? Cheers, mate. Thank you very much.
The clone wars will no doubt continue for some time to come. The Scottish Highlands. Its narrow, winding lanes have been the undoing of many a driver. And tourists unlucky enough to have an accident could find their holiday cut short by a trip to the Mora Motors garage and car pound. 19-year-old recovery driver Cara is the daughter of boss Colin.
You know, the whole time I've been driving, it's been these roads, so I kind of feel more familiar and comfortable driving up here than I would down in the cities. For me, it's going down to the cities that scares me, and massive big roundabouts with loads of lanes. Oh, this is where it starts to get a bit bad, these roads. Unfortunately, it only gets worse. But it's scenic.
The rough mountain highways are unfamiliar territory for holidaymakers.
Going to get someone that's got a puncture in one of their hire cars, pick them up and get them a new tyre back at the garage. We get through a good few tyres, especially in the summer. We've got a lot of tourists on the roads that they're just not really used to driving on. They get lost down these crazy little narrow roads, and someone's got to go and get them back out again. Well, I started off in the office and just kind of thought I'd try something different, and luckily enough, everyone was kind of willing to point me in the right direction and teach me as they go along. I was kind of the seat cover for a wee while and just followed everyone around and just managed to get the hang of it. I don't think I would have sort of applied to do a role like this kind of out of the blue and decided, you know what, I'm going to go and try that without having the chance to see what it was about first and seeing the other side of it through the office, and then thinking, you know, I could do that. Why shouldn't I try that, you know? Our local bin collectors were all females, and I used to look out the window when I was younger, and I wanted a bin lorry toy for Christmas and stuff. So, you know, I've seen it and grown up with that. My friends all think it's pretty cool. They're quite used to me now being in it, and they always have a bit of a laugh or a joke if I say, oh, I'll come and pick you up. And they're like, well, what are we looking out for? I was like, you'll see me, pulling up to the pub to pick them up in the truck. So these kind of lorries, this is where I'm grateful to be in something that's kind of a bit more nippy than this. It's quite versatile, this, though, because, you know, these type of roads, you sometimes, you know, you go up them and you need to get turned. And the only option is just to do like a 20-point turn to get back the way you want to go, which you can do in something of this size, but these massive lorries, I don't know how they do it. I'll need to go and sit a theory test for a heavy goods vehicle theory, and then I'll go off to either Inverness or Glasgow and do sort of a week's worth of lessons, and then hopefully sit my test at the end of it and pass. And that'll give me the licence to drive anything up to 7 tonne. Just means I can do a bigger range of jobs, because at the moment sometimes I'm a bit limited being in something like this. Busy today up here. Circle there. It's a silver Golf over there. See the puncture at the back wheel there.
The car's locked, and there's no sign of a key. This recovery might not be as straightforward as Cara was hoping. Down in Northamptonshire, police are responding to a collision between 2 vehicles at a roundabout.
One was looking at the roundabout, while one was trying to pull away. Someone's come around the roundabout quickly. One stopped, one hasn't. It's just one of those things that happen.
The drivers are arranging their own recovery, but the police want the closed lane reopened before rush hour.
If it's here, if they're going to say it's an hour and a half, I can't have this lane all closed off for that long. Whereas our contractors will be here within about 40 minutes to get the lane cleared again.
You're right. Yeah, can I just pass on to the police officer, please, to speak to you?
Hello, mate. I'm just speaking to the driver of this vehicle, and he's told me that you've arranged for the RAC to come and collect that. Is that correct? So if it's still going to take you 45 minutes to chase it, then it's going to be at least an hour or so before your recovery gets here, isn't it? Yeah, so unfortunately I can't, where it is, I can't leave it that long for it to be here, so I'm going to have to arrange it to be recovered by us. OK, I'll pass you back to your driver then, and I'll get it recovered ourselves, OK? Thank you.
When other recovery companies can't respond quickly enough, the police can always count on car pound teams like CMG to get the job done fast.
I'll arrange for the Peugeot partner of our RTC to be recovered, please. Are you arranging this to be recovered yourself?
Yeah.
Do you know how long they're going to be? Because I can't leave this here.
We are talking now with the DAA, but we can move it if you want some. I mean, the car is working perfectly, so we can move it to some area that
into the garage, maybe?
Yeah.
OK. No worries.
All right, so that's details of that vehicle for insurance purposes. Got the policy number and the insurer there. Details of the other vehicle, insurer and policy number just there. Okay. There you go, mate.
The car is moved to a quieter location so that it can be collected by the owner's recovery company. And there's just the van left. It's due to be collected by the car pound, but Officer Woodall Brooks is concerned about its location.
Precarious and dangerous situation, right on the junction of the entry slip to the M1 here at junction 16. Gonna pull onto the roundabout and then just drive him straight up? Yeah, do you want me behind you? Yeah, save me shutting the whole slip road off. He's gonna do it from there. Get the 2 signs, put them away.
Yeah, leave the cones, we'll get
Leave the cones, yeah.
Ashley from CMG is a familiar face to the police, and is also no stranger to this kind of scenario. Around half of the vehicles CMG collect each month are from road traffic collisions.
It's not safe to block the entrance for the M1, so I'll pull a bit further down. Then once I move, the police will pull in behind me, give me a bit of cover, so people can fly around the roundabout and potentially crash into the back of me or into the back of the customer's vehicle. So we're just going to get it on and get it moved as quick as possible to get out of the way. It's getting late, we're getting up to rush hour now, and there's a lot of traffic on the road. So we're going to try and get it moved as quick as possible.
Almost half of all car crashes on UK roads take place during rush hour traffic. So it's imperative that the vehicles damaged in this collision are removed swiftly to hopefully avoid causing another accident. The van driver is given a ride by Ashley before the truck heads back to the pound. The damaged van was later collected from CMG by the owner's insurance company. With the UK's roads busier than ever, the mammoth task of enforcing road traffic laws is an uphill battle, with no shortage of drivers to investigate. CMG in Northamptonshire has been in business for over 50 years, and they impound around 6,000 vehicles each year. This morning, the yard is full of seized and recovered cars, making it very busy for everyone. Colin's day started with an unusual motorway rescue.
This is the one I brought in this morning. He broke down at Watford Gap Services, just coming out. Still got the alcohol in the car, and you could smell it on his breath. And we loaded it up and took it away and brought it back here for storage until he comes back and picks it up with a tank of diesel. It's because he ran out on the motorway, as you do.
Later on, a man and his brother come in to collect the car.
We basically spoke to one of your colleagues earlier, a car, and they said basically we didn't have no receipt to that we bought it.
Yeah.
The person who bought it, he emailed you guys saying that we bought the car from you.
You need to settle your charges. Last their telephone number there, give them a call, pay. They send us a note down to say that you've paid and then we can release your vehicle.
Can we not pay here?
No, unfortunately. Yeah, that's fine.
While the owner is trying to settle his charges, the yard is getting even busier, and Colin is helping out.
Well, we've had a few people in, so just trying to tidy up the yard a bit, trying to help Terry out a bit, move some cars about. I've noticed the guy that I picked his car up from the M1 that ran out of fuel is here now, just trying to get his car back, I think, and try and get some fuel in it. So we've just got to wait and see what happens in the office, if he can get it back.
Even though the brothers are keen to take the car away, they seem to be having a few difficulties.
Are you sorted?
No, basically every time we try to speak to them, they can't hear us. They're possible to ring into the landline.
Unfortunately not, they're connected to our computers.
Because every time we say that, every time we try to say the number, they can't hear it, but when you speak, they can hear it.
Oh.
That's weird, isn't it?
That is weird, but no, unfortunately, our phone system is connected to our computers.
Supposedly you guys can take the payment.
We can't take the payment here, I'm afraid, not for highways.
That's all right, thank you.
All right.
Will these brothers be able to settle their recovery charges, or will the phone reception issues get the better of them? Summer in the Scottish Highlands, the busiest time of year for tourist traffic. And there's a steady flow of work coming in for recovery driver Cara from the Mora Motors garage.
Going to get someone that's got a puncture in one of their hire cars.
Cara's arrived on the scene, but the car's locked. Thankfully, the keys weren't far away. The holidaymakers had sought refuge in the hotel after their misfortune, so she can begin the recovery. The wheels must be properly aligned with the ramp. And Cara's on the right track.
I'm just strapping on the car, making sure everything's all secure before we go off. Especially want to keep it on that road, it's quite a bumpy one. Just making sure that it's all fed through down the back of the wheel. It's not going to slip off on the bumps and stuff, just making sure it's right at the back. It's easy enough when they've got all four wheels. Pass her on.
Back at the garage, the tyre is removed so that Cara can locate the puncture using a tried and tested method. Mechanic Neil assists with the diagnosis.
Nothing.
Straight up, you see bubbles coming either side. Nothing here either.
Maybe a wee bit here.
There,
Look here. Here, see
all
that?
right. Go and get a bit of yellow chalk.
Do you think it's too close to the side?
Too close, because when the patches are like shaped like that, and you've got to take that shape and stay like that.
Can't be repaired.
Just
do it.
Too close to the edge.
Is this my new one?
The tyre's been replaced, so the tourists can get back to exploring the great outdoors. And Cara is now a qualified HGV driver after passing the training on her first attempt. Following a motorway rescue for Colin that was caused by a distinct lack of diesel,
You run out on the motorway, as you do.
two brothers are trying to pick up their car from the CMG car pound, but are struggling to pay over the phone.
Unfortunately not, they're connected to our computers.
After one more try, finally, they're successful.
Thank you very much. Thank you, bye. They bring it through to us and let us know that it's been paid. Once the payment's been authorised, we'll come back out and take a secret.
As the yard is so busy, it takes a while for these men to get their car back.
Just need you to sign for me if you can. Get you to sign, put your name and your address to say you're taking it away. Lovely, thank you very much. And I will get someone to come and get you so you can put some doing that and then you can take it away, okay? Thank you.
Now it's just a case of refueling the car and getting it started, hopefully. Although Colin had his suspicions, neither brother was breathalyzed. Nevertheless, he'll continue to be vigilant every time he's called out on a recovery job, whether he's impounding vehicles or vodka.
People do drink drive, so at the end of the day, if they have an accident, then it could be one of your family, relatives, anything. So it's best to try and get them off the road if we can.